today. From Lucas Oil Stadium in Indianapolis, it's Week 15 of the NFL on EA Sports. Colts taking on Deshaun Watson and the Houston Texans.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the Hoosier State and Lucas Oil Stadium in downtown Indianapolis. Just as we were ready for air, it was the Colts emerging from the locker room to great fanfare here in Indy. They're ready to go as the Colts get set to match up with the Houston Texans. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, we take a look at the Colts entering play. They come in off a loss last time out, but they've been playing better than 500 ball the last couple months. 5 wins in their last 8 games. Meanwhile, for our visitors, the Texans, they come off a disappointment last time out that put an end to their modest 3-game win streak. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. Texans taking over offensively, and it is, of course, Deshaun Watson who leads them out at quarterback.
Well, his ratio was good last week. Most quarterbacks are really excited about a 3-to-1 ratio, but it's flipped in the wrong direction. He threw 3 interceptions, not touchdown passes, and he only had the 1 TD pass in that game. So he's trying to turn that around and find a way for his team to win.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. They'll run for the first time with Johnson. He'll wind up getting a yard on the game's first play at 2nd down. So a look here at the key inactives, and we got this list before the game down on the field. And they tell us the same thing every time, don't they? Next man up.
No excuses. Be ready to play. That's the mantra of every organization. The key is having guys on the roster who are capable of filling in and playing at a high level. That's when you know you've drafted well, scouted free agents well, and stocked your team just the way you're supposed to.
A first down carry here for Johnson. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. Down on the field, we've got an injured Colt after that last play. We'll check on his status when we get back. Now from Colts territory, here's a 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line. Johnson, and very little there. He might have gotten a yard. Yeah, I think he got a yard to the 41. Not a whole lot there. The defense was ready, it looked, for that run-pass option.
You get the sense the next time he has that opportunity, he may keep it himself and get to the perimeter. Probably owes his back a little bit of an apology on that one, huh?
And they'll get him to the ground. He has another first down at the Colts' 13-yard line.
Let's do this! A 28-yard.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start, getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
Watson's going to pull back the handoff and keep it himself. And this play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back to the 15. That'll wind up going for a loss of 4. And they'll be facing a 3rd and 12. From the gun, here's Watson. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up.
I like what they tried to do there. Tried to hit him with something quick, get the ball in his hands, and hope he could make some yards after the catch and pick up a first down. Weren't able to do so on that play.
The score, Texans 3, Colts 0.
So the opening drive does yield points, maybe not the 7 they wanted, but they'll take the 3.
Accumulating first into the DNA of a team that's trying to establish itself to start a game, that has to feel pretty good for them. They'll take the 3.
Yeah, they had 3 first downs and 3 points.
Colts ready to go to work here offensively, and it is Phillip Rivers, their veteran quarterback and longtime Charger, who will be under center.
I love just about everything about him. Love his game, love his makeup, love his moxie, one of my favorite words. This guy's a competitor. Gritty, tough, you name it, he's got it. But he did throw an interception in last week's game. That contributed to a loss. And despite the fact he threw 3 touchdown passes, he's going to be out there redoubling his efforts and trying to play better.
Carlos Watkins in there for the stop. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Working out of the gun, Rivers. And that is incomplete. He was looking for his running back, Nyheim Hines. And now it's 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd down and 10.
From the gun, Rivers looking for Campbell downfield. That's caught at the 25. And he is going to have a Colts first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Well, he's been doing this for a lot of years with the arm strength still there, and he showed it off on that one.
Well, one way or the other, you knew they'd have to push the ball downfield on 3rd and long, but I'm not sure the defense was expecting them to push it that far downfield. Their math didn't add up, but it certainly did for the offense.
They'll run on first down. It's Hines. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
The 18-yard line. It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5.
Now it's Hines. And this time not as successful as he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6.
3rd down and 6.
Rivers. That's complete to Hines out of the backfield. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
1st and goal at the 8-yard line.
Draw play. This is Hines. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. It's a gain of a yard, and it'll set up 2nd and goal.
It's a gain of a yard. Brings up 2nd and goal.
3-0 after 1 on EA Sports.
Texans 3, Colts 0.
They come up here with another shot from the 6-yard line, and it's 2nd and goal now. From the shotgun, it's Rivers. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
Now we got 3rd and goal coming up, and couldn't you imagine being in that huddle, partner? You know they're looking at each other saying, we can't come away with just 3 points after this drive.
Yeah, they've covered a lot of ground. They want more than... But when this ball's tipped and intercepted. Picked off by Justin Reed. And he will bring it out past the 20-yard line.
This interception will go on the record of the quarterback, but as a receiver, you've got to understand where you are in the field. Middle portion, you know it's going to come in hot. Square your body to the quarterback and be ready to make the catch.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. The partner, just looking at some of the struggles they've had this season, the playoffs are not in their future. As they start to peer toward the offseason, what moves might they make?
I think the running back position, and I know we talk all the time about the NFL being a passing league, but the teams that run the ball effectively, they're the ones that go deep into the playoffs and go to the Super Bowl. They have to upgrade here. And you and I both know in recent years in the draft, people have shied away from taking a runner early, but there's that special one there. I say they go get him.
There to stop it was Darius Leonard. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
At the 43-yard line.
Watson a give. This is Johnson.
And not much there at all. Maybe a yard up to the 43.
Well, now they're in a spot that every team tells us when we have our production meetings they don't want to be in 3rd and long, and that's because those back-to-back running plays just didn't accomplish a whole lot.
He'll rifle this one deep right side, and that is incomplete.
And that's one of those plays where it's hard to keep 2 eyes on the football when you know the contact's coming, let alone getting 2 hands around it, hugging it to your body, and absorbing the hit.
even for those big tight ends who you would think could absorb that contact.
He's got his target. It's Cobb. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. 21 yards there. A big play on 4th down.
But one of the ways that quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
He finds some way to turn this into positive yardage as he struggles forward for a pickup of about 2.
2 yards.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground. But I think the play gets made by the defensive front, because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
There is something to a game plan when trying to keep a defense honest. With a guy with that type of speed, you do so. Send him deep, try and throw some air under it, and hope you connect downfield. On that play, they were unsuccessful.
The Colts D sticking to their assignments, and that brings up 4th.
I see what they were trying to do there, trying to find some dead space in the middle of the field and take their shot right there. A really good idea, but it winds up incomplete.
And his kick is absolutely perfect. And they're able to double their lead in this first half. It's 6-0.
It's nothing.
These kickers now, it's like we take them for granted. Kicks like that used to be such a big deal, and now you just expect them to make it.
Yeah, you're exactly right, and we shouldn't take them for granted, but I have a theory about it. You want to hear it?
Yep.
They are more athletic now than ever before. Talk about kickers. Trace their backgrounds, trace their histories. You'll find that they were big-time athletes all along, but their kicking was so prevalent that we made them specialists.
Well, and now those 50-plus yarders seem easy for some reason. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And they had a nice little drive going last time. Threw the interception in the red zone. Costly.
Bad enough to throw it anywhere, but that drives coaches insane when they're thinking about, hey, we got a shot at points already. We're already in a spot where you're thinking you got 3 on the board for sure, and to come away with nothing, that's a really tough one for them to swallow.
Yeah. Will they make up for it? A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. They run with Hines. And some room to work. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Naeem Hines, 76 yards. And the Colts have tied things up. They can take the lead with the extra point.
The CD, I mean, there are touchdown runs, and then there are touchdown runs, and that one certainly fell into the latter category. Now, that deserves a couple exclamation points.
And this is a play defensively where you're just looking around and saying, what was that? What just happened? You're looking at your teammates, they're looking at you. And let's face it, your defensive coordinator, he's not going to tip his cap to him. That's not how football works, but he probably should have after that run. That was absolutely sensational.
He's got it, and they take the lead at 7-6. That drive started on their own 25. 2 plays, 75 yards later, into the end zone.
Fielded just outside the goal line. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line.
And a look here at the Colts defense. And let's take a peek at some of the defensive effort here that's helped them get this first half lead.
Yeah, I remember in school, we used to have a term for it, break on it. When you see the ball in the air, when you see a receiver make the cut, and you anticipate it, break on the football, get there, make a play. And we've seen a lot of that so far in this game.
Coverage has been excellent. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. They've probably got some adjustments to make because they've moved the football okay at times, but they haven't been able to get anything consistently going, have they?
What you worry about is it almost turns into a basketball game. The one team's coming down and hitting threes, and you're coming back and getting twos, and you steadily lose ground. In this situation, you're talking about touchdowns to field goals. They want to put in the end zone and put those sixes on the board.
Yeah, they've been settling. That's why they're down on the scoreboard right now. On 2nd and 9, Watson. The Colts are going to get him. Down he goes. The Colts going to use the first of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside. Following the sack, it's now 3rd and long for Watson and the Texans. On the ground, this is Johnson. And he's not going to sniff the first down here. He stopped at the 25. Now the Colts going to burn the second of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Watson going to stay out there as they'll go for it on 4th. They're going for it. It's Watson. And it is incomplete. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And the Colts are going to get the football in outstanding field position.
I don't know why you would do that. It's almost guaranteed points the other way. I mean, I get it if it's a late game situation, maybe even 4th and inches. But boy, that's a huge risk to take.
Yeah, now they're set up in prime position going the other way. T.Y. Hilton, the intended receiver. And that'll bring up 2nd down. To throw again. Rivers. A good throw here, finding Pascal. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Zach Pascal, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Colts add on to their lead.
I think it's fair to say there's nothing that gets a crowd to its feet quite like a big play, and that was something special there. Boy, was he moving. So after the touchdown, here's Blankenship kicking off. That'll be taken about a yard deep. And this return will net positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line.
At their own 27-yard line.
Out comes a Houston offense as they get set to take over here. And last time out, went for it on 4th down, turned it over, gave them great field position, turned it to 6 points, so they've got to recover here, Charles.
It's amazing what one decision can do in the chain of events, right? The decision to go for it on 4th down.
Caused all of that.
It caused every bit of it, but it showed confidence. Hey, I've got confidence in you guys. Go pick it up for them. Didn't happen. Also showed confidence in the defense. They didn't pick up their end of the bargain, so now they've got to come back out and start over and rebuild that confidence.
Second and 10 now from the 27. Now we'll play fake, and it's Watson. And this one complete to Will Fuller. And out across midfield down to the 45. That one covers 29 yards. First down.
We talk about mobility on quarterbacks all the time. Here's where it really pays off. Able to move, evade, and is accurate throwing on the run and picking up a first down.
He's got his man on the crossing route. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or two shy of the 10. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Got a man open. It's Fuller for the Texans touchdown.
Touchdown.
Will Fuller hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And now the Texans are within a 2-point conversion of tying up this game.
Yeah, touchdown. I love it. Now it's only a 2-point game. I know it's the first half, but you've got to think. Go for 2. Tie it up. Go into the locker room. What are you doing? Come on.
You're bold. You're bold.
It's real easy to be bold sitting up here
Yeah, it is, right?
down there and making that decision.
We don't have to make those decisions. Either way, a little time left on the clock here in the second quarter. We'll see how this all plays out. Should have been picked. Probably doesn't matter on a 2-point conversion, but still, as a former DB, you want to grab that ball when you can, don't you?
You certainly do, and don't say it, because I know you're thinking it. Don't say it.
What am I thinking?
You know what I know what you're thinking. Well, if he'd had hands, he'd be playing on offense.
That's true. You've said that before.
The Colts getting another possession here on offense.
And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Now the Colts will use their third and final timeout as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number one. On second down now. It's Hines, and obviously not fooling anybody here as they stop him behind the line of scrimmage. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number one. Once again, they'll keep it on the ground. And he's going to have a first down, but not sure it'll matter as the clock will continue to run. It'll be a gain of 3 on what should be the final play of this first half. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. So we have reached halftime here in a tight 2-point contest. As we'll send you down to Orlando, we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, time for a sprint to the finish, as it's time to get you caught up with what's happening around the NFL here in a pivotal Week 15. We'll begin our tour out at Nissan Stadium in Nashville, and it's the Lions who are out in front as they play the second quarter. All day, Adrian Peterson with 2 touchdown runs. From there, let's head off and check out a second game, and they trail in that ball game to the visiting Seattle Seahawks. David Moore, a touchdown reception. Finally, let's get you to Baltimore. Check on the Ravens at home at M&T Bank Stadium. And they trail in that one as it's the visiting Jags who are out in front. Chris Conley, a touchdown reception. In the game you're watching, it's the veteran Phillip Rivers who's up to his old tricks. His guys have the lead as we'll hand it back over to our commentators, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3.
Taimi Fairbairn to kick off for Houston.
The second half ready to get underway. The Colts with a lead, and they will receive the football. Fields it in the middle of the end zone, and Rodgers will hold on to this one, and it'll come out to the 25. Out come the Colts. They'll have it first here to start quarter number 3. We have not seen much on offense here from either side these last few drives. We've hit a wall, so to speak.
And have hit it hard, haven't we? Because the defenses right now, they seem to be a step ahead, don't they? Beating them to the point of attack, beating them to the punch. These offensive guys, they're tinkering like crazy. What's it going to take to get back on track?
Yeah, both sides searching for adjustments. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's second down.
At the 25-yard line.
Throwing again. Rivers once more for Hilton, and this time complete. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4. They face a 3rd and 4 after that last completion gets them 6.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
That's good for a Colts.
So he turned to a trusted, familiar face in that 3rd down situation. It paid off.
Yeah, you go to your veteran receiver in that spot, so you can't underestimate him when he's on the field. Defensively, make sure you know where he is because he understands how to get open in key situations. And that's what this defense is going to need to do more in the second half. Good pressure that time, forces some indecision in the backfield. He's going to wind up being taken down for a nice loss.
He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
And that is incomplete.
They went with the dime look that time on defense, just flooded the field with defensive backs, blanketed everyone, took away all the passing angles, thus the incompletion.
Now here's Rigoberto Sanchez, as he should be able to pin him back deep here with his first punt. And this one will not be returnable as it sails out of bounds.
At their own 29-yard.
Now a look at Will Fuller as he and the rest of the offense gears up to get ready to go again. And the previous drive put him up over 1,000 yards for the season. So now it's what you like to refer to, my friend, as gravy time, right?
It is. I mean, he's done it, right? He's accomplished the goal. So the good players, they relax a little, they bask in it. They think this is, okay, we've done what we set out to do. The great players decide to push that number as high as they possibly can. I don't expect him to have any let-up in his game the rest of the way.
Great thing if you're on the opposite side. He's such a weapon. He just opens things up for the other guys around him.
Yeah, if you're the opposite receiver, you should expect a few passes to come your way, too, because I've got to get coverage in his direction.
And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. 26 big yards on that one. It's another first down.
Not only have they completed a couple on this drive, but they peeled off some pretty good chunks of yardage, too.
Absolutely. Great start. 2 nice plays in the pass game. Now can they continue to feed off that? Now it's hit carry for Johnson. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
A loss of 2 brings up 2nd and 12. At the Colts.
Again, it's Johnson. A strong broken tackle on that one. And then they get him to the ground just shy of the 15. So they get half of what they needed. It'll be 3rd and 6 upcoming. A shotgun snap for Watson. And he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. That's going to bring up 4th down. Only a gain of 2 there.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield.
14.
So it's his 3rd field goal now with a ball game, and they've needed his leg. This last one gives him the lead.
It's been a back and forth kind of a game, hasn't it? Now you got to tell your defense, guys, need you to make this stand up because we got the momentum going in the right direction, but we need you to make sure we carry it home.
And Rodgers will hold on to this one, and it'll come out to the 25.
Here comes the Indianapolis offense now as they get set to take over. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
This is Hines. And unable to get downhill there as he'll take this up to about the 37.
Zach Cunningham, the leading tackler in the AFC in 2019, is there defensively.
2nd and 9.
On 2nd and 9, Rivers. They'll try and set up the screen to Hines. And that'll be good for 8 yards to the 45. They had the catch on 2nd down, but it didn't help at all. And now they're looking at 3rd down here. Back now here on EA Sports. The Colts on 3rd down. They've converted 4 times out of 6. Not bad. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. Rivers now. And Pascal's got it.
And he is going to have a Colts first down, and comfortably so, as he gets 5 there on 3rd and a yard.
2nd catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down. Rivers now from the 50. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
Well, I think that was good strategy there, trying to go right back to him after the last completion. But this time, the defense was all over it, and they got there to break that one up.
Rivers on the money, complete. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up. The Colts on 3rd down. They've been very good, 5 for 7 thus far. This is 3rd and 8. Rivers again, looking deep for Hilton. And almost picked off. I guess the good news for them now, it's 4th down.
Love the idea, love the concept, but you got to leave a little room on the sideline so he can fade into it when he makes the catch. That was thrown too close to it for the receiver to make a play.
The Texans take over 1st and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
Out now comes the Houston offense as you take a look at the playoff picture in the AFC.
And it's right about this time of the year that you start to say this is when the cream rises to the top. Week 15, 3 weeks left to go, but still plenty to be determined.
It certainly is, because we all know everyone is aiming for that #1 seed. But failing that, because only 2 teams in the NFL get a bye, 1 from each conference, that question becomes who's hot? Who's peaking at the right time as you start the playoffs?
Out to his left. It's caught left side by Cooks. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. Boy, he ran free there after the catch as that winds up going for 38.
Oftentimes now, offenses aren't nearly as precise as days gone by. They just tell receivers, find an open patch of grass and let the quarterback find you. And that's exactly what they did on that play. First with the pass through the air, nice chunk of yardage there, and then additional pickup with his legs after the catch.
So a big play as it gets them all the way down to the 20 now for 1st and 10. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. 11 more on that one and another 1st down.
Well, you know me, partner. I never tell them to back off of being aggressive, but sometimes you see the consequences when you're overly aggressive and you don't secure tackles. Guys break through.
Trying to sell out to pry that football loose, and just as you said, cost some yardage.
Yeah, you got to go get him. Stand him up first before you go for the ball. Don't just go for it initially.
Only a yard that time, 2nd and goal. Able to stay in bounds, so the clock keeps rolling. This defense right now backed up in the red zone. Another touchdown, it's over. They've got to stand tall quickly.
Been in this spot before. Now there's...
And he'll take this one in for a Texans touchdown. Brandon Cooks, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Texans will add on to their lead. Kaimi Fairbairn on for the extra point. And with that, the lead is up to 8. So that drive spanned 5 plays. And the result, a Houston touchdown.
14. Kaimi Fairbairn to kick off for Houston.
So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. Fielded in the end zone. And Rodgers will hold on to this one, and it'll come out to the 25. And now Indianapolis set to take the field. Still plenty of time here in the 4th quarter. In just a 1-possession game, down 8. They'll be looking for the touchdown and 2-point conversion. A field goal here on this drive does very little at this stage. Rivers now, the throw on 1st down. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And he gets this up to the 34 out of bounds there. First play of the drive in their hip pocket. Of course, the focus here has to be the touchdown and the 2-point conversion. Field goals aren't going to help you.
Yeah, but how about that first play of the drive? Just to get them started, nice gain, got some positive momentum going. They're on their way, and they don't have to rush.
And he takes this one in for a Colts touchdown. Zach Pascal with his 2nd TD of the game, his 6th on the year. And the Colts are a 2-point conversion away from tying this football game. And this one incomplete. So they went for the 2, they don't get it. And a failure to convert and tie the game. Now the pressure shifts back to the defense.
But I think it was the right play. I think it was the right call to try and tie the game there. Kick an extra point, you're still down 1. What's the sense? I like what they did.
And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25.
At their own 26-yard line.
And now out comes Houston. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Oh, incomplete. A turnover would have really helped there. Almost intercepted. Instead, it's just 2nd down. They'll try and run down some clock with Johnson.
yards. Now it's 3rd and 5.
And this is an absolutely big third down that's been set up here, partner, and there's no other way to put it. The defense has to get a stop here if they have any hopes of winning this game.
Pastor, you said big third down. I'd put the word big in capital letters here. So it's Texans football as we welcome you back. One of the bigger plays in the game thus far. The crowd getting into it as we come up on a big third down. Completing it to the right side, Johnson. And he goes out right around the 39. The drive stays alive, a third down gain of 8. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. And now we're going to get a timeout defensively. So another stop, 1:50 left in the football game. So they come up on 2nd down. If they can get another run like we just saw, would likely put an end to this thing. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. Now the Colts going to burn the 2nd of their timeouts. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the 1st down. Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch. Here's Johnson. He's been busy this afternoon. Now the Colts will use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. Watson off play action. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. Touchdown, Houston. Will Fuller, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Texans push further out in front. So the quarterback drops to throw, looks over, and boom, a guy that wide open, he has to be thinking, wait a minute, this is some kind of a dream. This is too easy.
Yeah, a great dream. One you don't want to wake up from. But for the defense, almost feels like there was a bust in coverage.
And that might just seal the deal here. It makes it a 2-score game with not a lot of time on the clock. So that winds up a 7-play drive all told. And it results in the Texans finding the end zone.
Fairbairn in the kickoff for Houston.
So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. This taken in about 4 yards deep. And Rodgers will hold on to this one, and it'll come out to the 25. There again is the running back as he trots onto the field. And there are the numbers. Got off to that torrid hot start. We thought he was in for maybe a career day. Not the case.
No doubt about it. It almost looks like a misprint after what we saw in the first half. But let's give a little bit of credit to the guys on our side of the ball. They went in at halftime, made a few adjustments, and you know what else? They didn't lose their confidence in their ability to play. Because a lot of times you get beat down in the first half, it gets ugly in the second half. They've come out with a new resolve and a renewed determination.
T.Y. Hilton once again the intended receiver, and that'll bring up 2nd down. Here's Rivers. Now a desperation throw deep downfield, and that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
Brings up a 3rd down and 10 yards to go.
Now Rivers. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
We've seen that the deep ball's been a part of their game plan all afternoon, but they've had trouble hooking up on it, unable to successfully find the end zone over the top.
He's going to let it fly. He's got a man, complete. They keep the game alive, at least for the moment, as it's a 1st down. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And this is caught for a touchdown. So hang on now. Things just got a little bit more interesting here in the final minute. Okay, game on. Don't go anywhere yet. You got a 1-score game now. Probably going to rely on the onside kick coming up.
Yeah, they have to. It's not a high percentage play, but it's better than not having a chance at all. And that's when you put your leapers and your flyers on one side, get that high hop, and hope that one of the guys can come up with it.
And on the other side, you get that hands team ready.
No doubt about it.
So a little under 50 seconds to go. Plenty of time if they can get this onside kick. And this will be recovered by the Texans. So victory appears to be in sight. They had to go for it with no timeouts remaining, though now this one's as good as over.
They gave it an effort. They tried their best, did everything they could to try and get the ball on the onside kick. You're exactly right. They had to try it. It was their only option. And now this game is done. Just take it, kneel, and call it a day.
Stays on his feet. Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's second down.
Now, that was not a bad scramble there on first down. He didn't force it, nor did he throw it away. He was able to take off, and now he made it a very manageable second and short.
And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line. Deshaun Watson, so multi-dimensional, able to scramble for the first. Now a timeout called for by the offense. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. He'll try and run it. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. Now they get the timeout. It leads you to wonder, will they kick it here or risk running another play and possibly not getting down in time? We'll see.
From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10.
Now Watson. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Darius Leonard in there to make the sack on what will be the final act in this ball game. So Houston going to come away here with the victory. And I tell you, these division games, never for the faint of heart, but they come through with a tight victory here on the road.
And you find yourself working harder in a game like this too, don't you?
Yeah,
because you got to stay with it, right? You got to stay with it. You got to stay locked in. It's our type of a game. And you just mentioned it. Division game, on the road, tight, and they find a way to win it. Way to hunker down, as my old coach used to say, and find your way through.
So for the Texans, their battle to finish 500 gets a slight lift as they move to 6-8 on the year. And they'll return home next week to take on the Cincinnati Bengals. Meanwhile, for Indianapolis, they fall to 8-6 with the loss. And they'll try to rebound next week as they head to Heinz Field to take on the Steelers. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports.